I didn't raise you to mix with those. To mix with those.
Welcome to another Latino With Podcast. I'm the Latino With Podcast, Christian Hennismeyer, and today I'm with Bot Keen, the best booker in Chicago. If you ever want to get booked on any show,
Total kingmaker.
just message him, send him a video, follow him. Maybe he doesn't have time, so harass him. Like, message him constantly.
Yeah, come to my work. That's the best part. You got to find out where I work. You show up. Don't worry. My boss already knows. Been bugging me for spots. It's crazy.
I just want to know how that started. Like, I know it's a prank, but I just want to know how.
Okay, so
By the way, cheers.
Oh, yeah. Cheers indeed. Scotch. Strong choice.
With bitters. You have Amargo de Angostura bitters.
Oh, okay. There we go. I love the way you say Angostura.
Angostura.
But so yeah, this I've been helping run this weekly show at the Lincoln Lodge now for a little over 2 years, and it's an 11 o'clock show. It's a late show, so
Okay.
every time somebody has a comic friend of theirs coming in from out of town, they've got some rooms booked, but they want to book some more. No matter where they're booked and when, there's really not an 11 o'clock show anywhere in the area.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, oh, if you want to get an extra spot in, hit up. And they say me. Here's the thing. I don't run the show by myself.
You just help produce.
I co-produce, and included in that co-production team is my wife, who is properly type A, and she loves producing stuff, and I just like the extra stage time. So she's really the prime mover. So the irony in all of this is that I don't even really make the decisions. I'm married to her. She's a Jewish girl. She runs my life, and she does it well. So anyway, I put up at one point, I always get people, strangers in my DMs like, hey, man, looking for a spot. Here's a clip of me bombing at an open mic. This is what I think.
I have one story about that. Well, keep going.
This is me bombing at an open mic, so I think you would book me. So all I did, I post little thoughts on Facebook from time to time. And I just put up one day when I wake up with one of these DMs from like 3 a.m, like people think you get booked at 3 a.m.
That's the usual.
Oh, well, I guess I'm just a little classy. So basically I posted up, it was some joke essentially saying, hey guys, if you're directing somebody to me to look for a spot on a show and you wouldn't book them, I probably won't either. That was mainly the joke. And I forget the wording, and so a couple days later, Tito,
it was fucking Tito.
Yeah. Oh, Tito. I think independently of each other, though, it was the same day.
Okay.
Tito and Christian Royce decide to post up something tagging me in it. Hey, everybody! If you're an out-of-town comic, don't have much experience, and you really want to cut your teeth on something, hit up Bob Keen. He books so many shows. He's the biggest booker in Chicago. The prank being, of course, they know I don't want those DMs. Well, that caught fire. Next thing you know, 60 or so, I think, different comics are posting, hey, guys, the biggest booker in Chicago. It just keeps getting wilder where somebody's like, Bob Keen books SNL or something. And it didn't really go nuclear until somebody shared it to the Michigan Comedians Facebook group. And I don't know if you know about Michigan open micers. They're a thirsty bunch. So that turns into me just an apocalypse in my DMs.
But did you went through some of the videos? You're like, no.
I went through a couple, and I'm just like, I wouldn't even say through them.
No. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna say that because I have a show, Punchline This, and once I have many people that is like, okay, this is pretty decent. I usually don't see the videos. I see like the profile, and if I'm like on the process of booking, I do get into the DMs and I see the videos. So if you're sending the videos, it does work. But this guy sent me like, hey, I want to be in the show, like usual format, and then he sent me a picture of him on stage, and just a picture of him on stage, and then he sent me another a clip. I was like, okay, let's see the clip, and I see the clip, and it's like pop. It's like Power Hour, like. But it was the moment that the band was playing. He was not doing jokes, and I was like. How the fuck do you want
Have you gotten booked off of this before? I want to know.
He was like, what the fuck is this?
Like, because half of these videos will get you turned away from an open mic. Like, it's like, dude, know when you suck.
Like, the picture was like to prove, like, no, I was on stage. Like,
yeah, like, if you live in the middle of Michigan, I feel for you. But, man, know what you're sending. You can see other people's... They're just at that level of delusion is like fun until there's 100 of it in your DMs, and so yeah, and the thing is, at a certain point, usually I just hit them with a canned response like, "Hey, hit up the show's called Laughter Hours," and just hit up the Laughter Hours Instagram. And that's our pipeline, which is to say I don't have to look at that.
I'll send a message to you like after the podcast, like, hey, can I get into Laughter
Whatever,
Hours?
I'm still waiting to get on Punchline this.
I told you, like, you booked yourself. You're like, I'm booked because you run the show.
Well, I'll pick the date then. I'll let you know. But yeah, so yeah, just a little, that's just a fun little bit of scene inside baseball of me. I've been doing it for so long too. I've been in this scene specifically for like 11 plus years. And so like when it comes to our show, I have relationships with like good seasoned comics, and they're available too because they're might be doing like at 10 o'clock at the Laugh Factory. And so we have banger lineups pretty much like every week. And so it's extra annoying. Mind you, I'm only really annoyed by this because I'm just a grumpy guy.
Yeah, like
I'm just
Eat Ariel.
Yeah. Ariel is the more
Ariel.
Yeah, Ariel is the more what do you call it? The softer touch, even though she can be scary too. But yeah, so that was a long week of my life.
Married for like 3 months, and it's like, she's scary. Like,
oh yeah. We got married in April, and my life has never been better. I just shut up when I need to. Tell you guys, I know what you're going through in these single streets these days.
Like that. Now that we're talking about bombing, because I want you to share to the camera this story because you told it and I laughed so hard. But you're like, okay, this comic sent you a video of they bombing. It's like, dude, I don't want to see the shit. But you bombed so hard once in Chicago then when people bomb, they will say, "Buck him,
yeah. So this is a fun little canard.
So sending your videos bombing. Like, I know who it is.
So some years ago,
you can try this, by the way.
Oh
you can start it wherever you want.
If I had a second mouth for talking and eating,
you know what I was thinking, like to put like this is the content, but then like if if you subscribe to a special like feature in YouTube and Patreon, I'll put like the show, the bonus clip, and some stuff, and the recipe for whatever I'm doing.
Oh yeah,
I believe that's a nice idea.
Yeah, no, that is.
Then people just like, I just want the cooking.
I just want the recipe. I'm sick of these open micers. Show me the recipe.
Show me what you did.
Show me what the. Always got to wait through all this nonsense. No, so the story is a few years ago, probably 7-8 years ago now. There used to be.
Well, that's good. It's good that imagine like this years ago, like. Actually, it was last year.
No. Thankfully, this I'm far enough from it. Yeah. The stink finally got off me recently. Like, so there was a roast battle type of show, but it wasn't the one that's like all viral all the time now. It was a show called Beef, and what it was a roast battle essentially with little games in the midst of it. So I was having a real rough week just in general, between the ears, a little craziness, and I was just having a bad week, and I was going up against. Fellow Brandon Kiefer. Everybody check him out. He's an assassin. He's a great comic, but in a roast battle is an absolute assassin. Was back then, even more so now.
Like, he cut his hair and he was on stage in like playing the band, and I didn't recognize him.
Oh yeah. He doesn't look homeless.
He doesn't look homeless anymore. I was like, at least have a beer on your hand so I know it's you.
You don't recognize him without a wild bush of hair and a beer in his hand. But once you see him snaggle to smile, it's like, oh, it's Brandon.
Yeah.
So I was going against him. I get annihilated in this thing where like I just had a quasi meltdown. The jokes went right out of my head. I bombed brutal. Okay. It was a gnarly night. And I bombed so bad that for years after this, around the comedy scene in Chicago, even in rooms I wasn't in, if somebody was bombing, they'd start getting heckled. But if they were really bombing, the entire room that was like in the know about it, and it was a lot of people, would start just chanting Bob Keane, Bob Keane, Bob Keane. And to the point where I moved away. In like 2018, I moved down to Austin, Texas for like a year. This is before the whole Joe Rogan nonsense. I was down there, and I heard about people getting my name chanted at them while they're bombing. To the point where a buddy of mine down in Austin was doing shows up in Chicago. He was going to this one particular open mic called Trigger Warning back in its original.
Apparently Trigger Warning was super tough.
Yeah, it's still a thing, and it's a good room. But at the original spot, the Drop Lounge, 4 a.m. bar, just everything was laid out to trigger your fight or flight, like rough room, and it was like fun that way. And my friend came back down to Austin. I see him at a mic. I'm like, hey, dude, did you go to that mic I've been telling everybody about, Trigger Warning? It was like, and he's like, yeah, couple things. I get you now. Mind you, I've seen 4 or 5 people quit comedy in the middle of their set at this open mic. So he comes back. He's like, yeah, here's the thing. Everybody bombed. I'm like, yeah, that tracks. He's like, but then for some reason, somebody was bombing real bad. And then everybody in the place just all at once just started chanting your name. What's that about? So that was like 2-3 years after the original bombing.
So you were so bad that you were good at this.
I came back around. I have a PhD in bombing, and look. In my defense,
do you have that battle recorded? That would be
awesome.
And to send that to Bookers.
No. I want
and just send that clip to Bookers like, hey, can
the
you give
battle
me
itself was horrendous. The aftermath was what was fun. But all I'll say is a lot of great comics have come out of Chicago. A lot of great comics. I have never heard their names chanted en masse.
Exactly.
Just this guy. I'm a legend.
Bob.
And that mutated into fuck Bob Keane, and that still happens. Fuck Bob Keane. Like, I'm more comfortable going up to that. And frankly, it engages the crowd.
When was the last time you bombed that they chanted that to you?
Oh, actually, not for years. Not for years. They usually, I usually maneuver out of it pretty well. Okay. If I'm digging myself a hole, I make it entertaining while I'm going down.
I believe bombing as a comic is like one of the most difficult things, because if an improv group, like I've said this many times, like if an improv group is bombing, it's like we're bombing as a group.
Yeah.
It's like many of us, maybe I'm doing good, but you're fucking up, so like we're all bombing.
And they all think the other ones are fucking up.
Yeah. But you have someone to blame, or even if you blame yourself, it's like you don't go down by yourself.
Well, if you're an improviser that's going to actually do an improv show, you've already lost track of reality. There's no reason to do improv in public.
But a stand-up is like, no, it's you. It's you.
This is you. And not only is it you, it's your thoughts you came up with.
Your thoughts and opinions.
Yeah, like I played in bands for years. I was a bass player before I ever did stand-up. I played in bands for years, and we had bummer gigs. And you know what? I liked our tunes, so I'd just be if people did not like us, we're loud, and I like this song.
Okay.
And even if they hate us, like, yeah, well, the guitarist wrote this one. Like, I could slough it off, and I'm part of now you're up there. Yeah, the first time you really eat it, that's a lot of flop sweat. But after that, fuck it.
Yeah, people won't remember you unless you bomb so hard
right,
that you become a
and
legend.
You dive, you like steer into the skid. Where like there for the longest time, I would have people come up to me after shows or whatever, and they're like, "Hey, Bob, like." I'm going to say there are better comics than you in Chicago, but you're definitely the best at bombing. Like the game, like that, first off, lots of practice. So much practice in so many horrible rooms. I don't email the clubs enough, so I end up in laundromats and shit doing. I've bombed in the nastiest rooms, but I found a way to make it fun.
Okay.
And where you rip on yourself a little bit. So like I got it to where crowds would walk out, and if somebody's like, "Why are you laughing?" It's like, "Oh man, this guy just bombed his ass." I was like, "But you're laughing." He's like, "Yeah, but he bombed."
Exactly, but
he made it fun. But
Yeah,
I'm not gonna tell him he had a good set because he did not, and I didn't. But I made it fun.
Exactly, like that. Like I remember like one of a time I bombed KJ Whitehead. She was in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
It was like these rooms that there's nobody there. And I remember that I was bombing her, and then I have a joke that was like a little, in the limits of like this might be my sound misogynistic or homophobic.
Oh yeah,
Like it
but
was
make them both.
It was on the borderline of that. Like it was like a kind of like a twist because it sounded like that, and then I move it.
Yeah,
But the premise sounds like, okay, this is not right.
yeah, digging
And
yourself a bit of a
during
hole.
the premise, she saw me and she's like, she just stand up and left, and I was like,
KJ did that? I can't imagine.
but he was like, the whole arms like, I'm leaving.
see, for me, I hear that, and that sounds to me like an opportunity. Personally,
I
you
said
break off
something.
of the joke and really just.
I said,
Just do
I
something.
remember I said something, but I don't remember what I said. But it
She's
was
heading to the
like-
bathroom. If anybody guess which one? Like we could just make a joke of it.
No,
'Cause,
I
hey,
was
you're,
like-
you're on stage. It's your
It's your
job to
moment.
break the tension. How you do it is really nobody's business.
I believe at that moment I tried, but it didn't work. It was-
Yeah, it takes some time.
yeah, it takes some practice.
Yeah, the riff has gotten away from me plenty of times in those situations, for
Okay,
sure.
we're gonna do a little pause so he can eat a little bit more of it because I wanna eat it. It looks amazing.
It is really good.
It's like a pepperoni carpaccio. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. So we're coming back, and we are back. We just went to an open mic and bump. Okay, that's it. That's what we did. I always bring topics, and one of the topics I have, like, there are many topics, and they're always like connect somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But did you see like what happened with the Tesla iRobot, We Robot show? They just did it like 2 days ago.
No, what was this?
Okay,
I try to keep Elon Musk's comings and
Out of-
goings out of my
No,
life.
it was 2 days ago, and they released like a taxi that moved by itself. It's like a bus that moved by itself. And
Oh, okay.
It looks a lot like the iRobot buses.
Sure.
And this humanoid robot, and people were like crazy about
I don't like that. I've seen Terminator too much.
That's one of the questions, but this humanoid. Let me see if I can show you how it looks. Just how it looks. This guy.
Oh hell no! No!
So they have that guy, and he was like bartend. God damn it.
Oh,
He
and
was
he's
like,
bartending.
He was
Fuck
like
that
bartender,
bar.
serving drinks. People were amazed by it, but
Nobody who's been to a good bar.
here's the thing. Here's the catch. Like 2 days later of the presentation, this is crazy as fuck. But like 2 days later, they show that this was like remote assist
Yeah, it
by
was-
a human.
Right,
Like,
it wasn't
that-
actually done by an
that
AI.
This AI is not still at the point of like.
Well, yeah,
doing
it's
by
all smoke
itself.
and mirrors.
But what I thought about, like, when I read that was like, will that be a job? Like imagine like you're rich.
Yeah. Okay, we're imagining stuff.
We're
I'm with it.
imagining stuff. You're rich. You don't even need the 401. Like you don't need that. You have more money. So you're in a tax bracket, and that you are allowed to put money into charities and
Sure.
say like, hey, this is
Yeah,
my
that's
tax
my
write-off.
write-off. Yeah.
You're in that moment.
I am a tax write-off
Yeah,
at this point.
There you go. And you buy one of these robots. It's not like doesn't have still the knowledge. So let's say me, a Venezuelan, my job is like assist the robot remote. So I'm
You're
basically
Venezuelan, you're gonna have a robot selling gum and Gatorade at North and Central Park.
it's just assisting like the people. No, you know the kids with the
Yeah,
candies. Instead of the kid, it's a robot now.
Well, I mean, you know.
a little one.
I won't feel as bad when I hit it with my car.
But they make a little version of the robot just for this occasion.
I'm just seeing these lazy kids on the side. I want my iPad. It's like, I'm Venezuelan. It's a Lenovo. Lazy ass kids
Refurbished, by the way.
can't even sell Jolly Ranchers outside of the Lincoln Lodge.
And this is refurbished. This is not even original. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think the robot is refurbished. You got the robot that has like a dual exhaust, runs on steam engine and shit.
And it's like tweaking.
Hey, this is one
It's
Chavez.
like, no, it does that. It does that.
This is the robot Chavez gave us. Hey, what are we gonna do?
Dude, that's a future I can imagine, actually.
Yeah, it's like steampunk Tesla.
But without the steampunk like scenario. It's
Yeah,
just
a
like
bunch of pipes and shit coming off of it. All rusted out. Got like horror stories.
There's people who's like, no, we make it at home.
You got an android that remembers the prohibition.
This is the life hacks.
Yeah.
It's like life hack how to make your own robot.
Kind of like how in Cuba, all the cars are from the 50s. Venezuela, all the robots are from like the 1910s.
And it doesn't learn.
No,
It's just
it
like
doesn't
it's stuck.
You're lucky it's doing anything.
But getting back to this was hilarious. But getting back to, I believe it might actually be at work. You have this robot in your house, and my job is like I'm working from my house, getting into the robot, so I can assist you. It's like I am a virtual butler.
Right.
I believe that might happen.
Well, Butler.
This is amazing. I'm so good at this. I'm so good at cooking.
Oh yeah. Not a whole lot of cooking involved, but you're very good at arranging.
Arranging and the sauce.
Oh yeah. That's right. It's a good little mustard based.
It's mustard based, Dijon based.
I got my, I taste.
You see, he's rich.
My palate's pretty good for a smoker.
with the whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I do have a robot.
It balances out. A robot house butler. I don't want it in my house. We'll start there. Anything approaching an AI, I don't like regular I don't like intelligent people. Let alone artificial intelligence. That'll give
Did
you
you
cancer.
like artificial?
Did I like what?
Artificial?
Artificial? Is that a movie?
No, it can be boobs.
Oh,
some boobs,
fake tits. I mean, if I could grab a handful, it's whatever. I'm not gonna complain.
But if AI boobs, that would be
yeah. But if the tits start like I don't know, sending me targeted advertising, then I'm not. If I'm trying to grab a tit and it's like
you just grab it and it makes a sound.
Grab a tit, it's like chicken thighs on sale at Tony's. It's like I don't like that. No.
Now at White Castle for $3.99.
I need the outside world away from me right now. I'm trying to get a boner to someone.
Dude, no, this is a fucking idea. I want to sell fucking this to prostitutes. So if they're in the bar, on the stripper bar, and every time they grab their boob, it's like an ad. Wendy's 4x4 is coming back.
Hookers with treated like NASCAR drivers that just got sponsors. They're getting pimp slapped by Raytheon.
Dude, I would love it. I would love that so much.
No, if they're already sponsored, they're getting enough money to buy the drugs.
It's like liberty.
Yeah, no. If hookers get sponsored, they're gonna get real stuck up. They're gonna be like, yeah, well, I don't even need to eat ass anymore. I got the extra money. It's like, well, what are we even doing here? But yeah,
you don't like AI.
I don't care for that, and especially that video of a robot bartending.
Yeah.
No, alcoholics. Listen, young folks, if you plan on being an alcoholic, be an alcoholic. Drink like your grandpa, okay? Don't do this. I went and got a robot Manhattan. Go fuck yourself. Oh, God. Robots pouring my drinks. I would rather Bill Cosby make me a cocktail.
I believe I have done this question, but do you believe in like 10, I believe with DJ Rixky.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe in 10, 15, 20 years? I don't know. Someone will be watching this and they're like, we got to cancel fucking Butkin. Like
people won't be watching this 15 minutes from now.
I believe they will. They will because
I hope this. Yes,
they will because you're famous and they're like, we need to find some dirt. On
they
this
will
guy,
not have to look that far.
And then they end up in my podcast.
Dude,
Comment if you're watching in 2060, something like that.
guys, if it's 2050 and you're watching this, you are running up the score on canceling me. By the time you get to this clip, there will be 100 other ones. 100 other
But
ones.
this is really good. This is really
Yeah.
Subscribe. Now you're here, subscribe. You will have material to cancel a lot of
Yeah.
comics.
If the Matrix is a documentary about the future, then yeah, I'm getting canceled. They're making me into a battery. Like,
Because I have seen these videos, like, imagine you have a daughter or a son. And then
wow, we really are going
your
out of the
daughter
lid.
or your son is like 15, starting today. It's like, hey, this is my girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. And,
And it's
like,
a robot.
And it's a robot. You're like, not in
No,
this house.
not this house. Now you ain't dating my daughter. Clack, clack.
You're not my son anymore.
Yeah, no, I didn't raise you to mix with those chip havers. You know what I mean? Got a Confederate flag, but it's just against robots.
You're just so
I'm just culturally backwards. I'm just
no, not in my house.
listen. You're not fucking anything with a hard drive. I will happily.
One comes next. Hacking. Hacking.
I will happily be cast off into the mountains before I let a robot mix my drink. Because you know what makes a great bartender? Liberal measurements.
I was thinking about that, yes.
Because, yeah, you want to imagine you're a regular. There's no being a regular at a robot bar.
No.
Yeah, I could go in there every day of the week. And they're still pouring 1.5 ounces when I want 2 1/4. Okay, and I tip well, and everybody, hey, it's the hookup.
I won't tip a robot.
That's how this works.
Would you tip a robot?
Hell no, I won't tip a robot. They don't have to eat. Fuck them. So, and the thing is, even if the robot does, I notice, give me an extra 1/2 ounce because I'm a regular, I know it's because it's in his programming. Not because he thinks I'm funny. You know what I mean?
Dad, he's trying to get you to like him. He's like, fuck that.
Furthermore, I don't want to be bartended by somebody who's never been drunk. Robots have never been drunk. They don't know what to do.
What if they see a lot of video of how drunk?
Then you're pretending. You ever seen like a Mormon pretend to be drunk?
No.
They're like doing it as a goof, and there's that uncanny valley. He's like, this isn't right. Or like seeing a rock and roll singer who's a virgin. It's just like, you don't do it right. Like, you're hitting the notes, but this isn't right.
Yeah, but it's like, why are you singing about?
I need to be served alcohol by somebody with a hangover.
Dude, recently I was in the comedy bar, and this couple is like,
Speaking of robot bars.
Speaking of robots, like no, this couple were like married in their honeymoon from Atlanta, right? And I had, on one of my beats, I asked like, hey, you know what a MILF is? And I asked the couple, I asked the guy. He's like, yeah, I know. Yeah, can you say it? And he was like super shy. I was like, no, say it. Come on, you're in a safe environment. And he's like, Mom, I like to do nice things too. It's like, how are you married? How are you married? Is this because I thought about the rock legend being like virgin? It's like, no,
yeah.
What the how? No,
this
no,
doesn't feel right. Yeah, like there's. Look, it's not a marriage that will last unless you can smell a hint of fear between them, where it's like, I'm afraid of what you could do to my life because we're on a contract now. Like that. When Catholics, Catholics, I went to a Catholic school for a minute, and there's part of the theology where like they're saying fear is the heart of love, fearing God and that kind of thing. And I'm like, that's a little fucked up. Yeah, now I'm married to a girl that I am scared to shitless of because she's sharp. And so if you are not married to somebody that you respect enough to fear, that's not going to last.
Do you think if she sees like this video when it comes out, she will have like a notebook and a pen? Like, what the fuck did he say? What the fuck?
She doesn't need the notebook and pen. No, she's a steel trap.
Like the episode comes out and like 1 week later, it's like, Bob, we need to talk.
You know, at
And it's
minute
like,
27, you said something kind of messed up, Bob.
like, we need to talk, Bob. And it's like, wait, what happened? So you're saying if we have a daughter or a son, you're not supporting them when they're dating an AI?
dating a robot.
I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I just
It's how I was raised. It's my heritage.
give me some time to adapt to these changes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a bigot now, but when they overrun us, I'll be the one. Ah! We're all in the forced labor camps with fucking Intel whipping our backs like, I knew it!
I knew this was gonna happen.
Oh, look,
I said it on the episode 28 or 29 of North Latino With Podcast.
Yeah.
Go watch it. Here's the link.
Yeah. Look, a fucking white guy in his 40s doesn't like the future. Who knew?
Okay, and with hating the future, we're gonna end the episode. But again, thank you so much for being here. Subscribe, and the bonus content is always on YouTube, not on Spotify. Do you have any shows you wanna?
Well, every Friday, I'm at Lincoln Lodge Theater, 11 o'clock for Laughter Hours.
Yeah, send him message to get book on it.
Yeah. Send me a message. I will definitely put you up.
Send him a picture of you on stage. Don't send him a video.
Butthole pics get an extra 2 minutes on stage.
There you go.
Feet, you run the show.
Immediately.
But yeah,
But you if you start that, but the caption is like, but I'm able to sell them.
Yes.
And I keep the money.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I got to get my beak wet. You know what I mean?
Okay. So send feed pics. He will sell them. That now is your property.
Yeah.
You have a collection. Like, this is selling really good.
This is what I do this for. This and drink tickets. But yeah, other than that, follow me on Instagram at the Bob Keen. I'm sure you'll tag it in the show notes or something. But check me out on there. I post my dates. I've got a couple roast battles coming up, a couple regular shows, trying to get outside the city. I'm trying to stay busy out here.
Okay, bye. Avoid the robots.